Hello everybody, welcome to this week's question and answer video. My name is David. I do this every single Monday, so please go down below and ask me anything you want. Come back next Monday, see what my answer is, and let me know what you think. Not that I'm just right or wrong, but let me know if I answered it correctly, if I understood your question, and make sure that you understand my answer. And keep the dialogue going if you want to know more about your question. Just keep asking me more. All I ask, please, just tell us your locations. Let us know generally. I had someone really attacked me last week for asking how wrong it is to ask. I say planet Earth, right? It's just to join, it's to contribute, you know. I do a lot for these. It'd be nice to see, other people contribute and feel like you're a part of this, right? So that, and please consider supporting signing a petition I made. Stop narcissistic online bullying. It's the #1 reason young people take their lives. If you haven't been a victim of it, you probably know someone that's been a victim of it, or you might be a victim of it. It's rising, it's getting huge, and it's damaging society. So please just support it. Everyone in the world, just sign it. That's it. Thanks. If you want to do more, you can share it with someone else. And let's get into the questions. Sorry if I don't look right. I just woke up not too long ago, took a shower, and just jumped on here. Didn't let my face wake up entirely. Okay. This is a funny comment that I just had to throw in. From Tire One. Damn, when you watch this and realize you have more of the red flags than she did. I just love that comment. Just for you to be able to type that up there, that's great. Okay, next one's from Fatima from Portugal. Thank you so much, David. You have no idea how much you've been helping me with these last few months. Thank you for telling me. I'm a proud survivor of a mostly long-distance BDD relationship, 2.5 years. After enduring the most horrible insults, accusations, projections, devaluations, after always being available for his emotional needs and outbursts, after lending him money and paying for everything, when we were together, I was discarded, blocked, and erased. 3 weeks ago, I thought that deep down he was a good person. Just not on the surface area, he was an awful person. Go with that one. Go with the one that you see, not the one you're looking for. Just had a lot of trauma and cared about me. Ooh, so we compromised a lot of things for love. I'm finally realizing the truth. I guess I was really naive, and I also didn't know about BPD until 2 years into the relationship. He is undiagnosed. Yeah, that's common. That's what we all say. But realistically, we don't need to know about personality disorders, just toxic behaviors. We want to find people that meet our standards, that value the same morals we value. And we want to wait until they've proven that consistently over time. Like when it's stressful, not when things are happy in the beginning. So again, thank you, and please keep doing these videos, Fatima from Portugal. Thank you, Fatima. You're welcome. You didn't really have a question, did you? No. You're doing well, though. We just learn, right? Everyone's born naive. Some of us have to, or some of us are parented really well, and we don't have to learn 100 life lessons through adult mistakes and failures and trauma. But some of us have to do that, unfortunately. But it's never too late. Cindy C says, it's time to walk away, Ross. Thanks, Cindy. A lot of people poured out for Ross. Last week I gave some words of Ross. I think I said to leave the person he's with. And a lot of people are reaching out and saying that too, which is nice. Thank you, guys. It's nice to have a lot of support like that. Okay. Brian says, very well done. The explanation of the, and how about some locations, guys? Planet Earth. Again, I don't want to get yelled at for asking. You could go with a hemisphere, northern hemisphere, southern, western, eastern. I don't think people can locate you that well. Most people should know which hemisphere, maybe even a country, state, city. Damn. No addresses. Very well done. The explanation of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems at the end was key. In our childhood household, we got a consistent dose of sympathetic nervous system activation with 0 para to counter it. That's right. That's right. It's meant to protect us. And if we don't have parents that protect us, we don't have parents that taught us to protect ourselves. And our nervous system it can be very damaged from it. It takes a while to stabilize after traumatic long-term traumatic experiences. Olena, greetings from Canada. Happy Thanksgiving, Olena, and everybody in Canada. It's their Thanksgiving weekend this weekend. They can't wait till next month to celebrate it. I'm just kidding. Different countries. Thank you for another great Q&A video. You are welcome, Elena. My next question, what if someone close in your family comes to the bathroom while you're taking a shower without knocking and starts asking you questions about upcoming grocery shopping after you ask multiple times to 1, always knock first, 2, let always person to have a privacy in the bathroom and ask all questions after. Despite your request to leave the bathroom, person keeps talking while in the bathroom and you're forced to get out of the shower and just lock the door. Person still was talking behind the door. When I asked afterwards to never do it again, person replied, I didn't open the bathroom door. I was fuming. What is it? Is it personality disorder, schizophrenia, narcissism? It's somebody that violates people's boundaries because they do not respect human beings. Probably, if given time, they will objectify people. That's it. All kinds of people do that. Schizophrenic, some narcissists, lots of narcissists. So that's the action, that's the behavior. Okay, Elena, and you've already told them not to. They did it again. Then you told them not to do it again. And obviously they're not recognizing that. They are not respecting it. And they're basically telling you, I'm going to do that every time I want to. So, Elena, we've applied boundaries repeatedly. They obviously don't care how it makes you feel. I would tell you if it was someone reasonable, Elena, and you can try this if you want to. It's always the thing we're supposed to do. So instead of just saying don't do something, Elena, you tell them how it makes you feel. I feel violated. I feel very uncomfortable, and I'm never going to answer your questions anyway if you ask me. I'm telling you to never do it again. And it needs to be addressed right there, not when it happens, Elena. Because you're in the bathroom and you're not going to talk, you're not going to come out. So when I asked afterwards to never do it again, person replied, I didn't open the bathroom door. So that didn't work. That should have kept going. And you say, for me to live with you, I need you to respect the fact that I don't want you to talk to me, interrupt me while I'm in the bathroom. I've asked you already, repeatedly, and you keep doing it. And I've asked you to not do it again. And you just said, you didn't open the door. That's not what I asked you to do. And you know this. Okay? Stop trying to bend around what I'm telling you. I want you, and then tell them how uncomfortable it makes you feel in your body. It makes me very uncomfortable. I feel violated. I feel it's intrusive. It's not respect. You don't have respect for me. And if you value respect, Elena, if that's one of your moral values, firmly planted into the ground, make it principle all the time in your daily life, in every action and behavior and choices you make, how you treat other people and yourself. Respect. Just like you demand it of everyone in your life. Because if you don't, if you allow someone in your life that doesn't value respect, especially not respecting you, you are picking up your principles, pulling them out of the ground, and throwing them away. Yes, it's called compromising your values. It cannot continue. You are not in control of this person. You are only in control of yourself. You cannot control your environment, but you can choose a new one. So before this relationship continues, you say, I have a term. My term is that you never bother me when I'm in the bathroom. Not outside of it, not inside of it. You don't knock on the door. You don't start talking to me, period. I need you to accept this and agree to this for our relationship to continue. Okay? Because you didn't say it was a child. So if they're an adult, it doesn't matter what the relationship is. Husband, wife, sibling, friend, lover, doesn't matter. Roommate. If they will not respect you, what are you going to do about it, Elena? Stop leaving it up to them to do something about it. Okay? Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had a good weekend. Hi, David B. from the Netherlands here. Thank you for answering my question in the video. You're welcome, B. That was some tough love. That was some tough love you gave me in this video, but I appreciate it. I'm in active therapy and have been for over 5 years. They don't see a disorder, just some minor traits in the cluster B and C. Yeah. Many people, most, maybe most, might have a trait or two in B and C. We're on that spectrum, you know, all of us. I clearly have avoidant and codependent behavior sometimes, and I have a fear of abandonment, which leads me to trying to please others out of fear that they will abandon me or dislike me. I have a lot of trouble detaching from people once I love them. And yes, sometimes I will have controlling behavior, not in the sense that I will try to control what others do, but more in the sense that I try to stay in situations where I won't get hurt. So essentially, I will try to avoid getting hurt. Does this mean I'm borderline? No. It doesn't even mean you have avoidant personality disorder. That would be the one to ask, since you're talking about avoidancy. There's 10 disorders, guys, not 2. So what it means is, like you said, you have avoidant behaviors. Controlling falls under avoidancy. Avoidancy is controlling. Okay, and I'm not accusing you of controlling people, although you might be, more than you might realize. So what's happening is avoidancy comes from fear, uncomfortable, more than uncomfortable, comes from fear. And a lot of it is fear of intimacy, fear of vulnerability, okay, fear of rejection, fear of humiliation, fear of abandonment. And so we avoid things that make us uncomfortable or cause discomfort. And that's something you need to learn to do. You need to learn to be able to sit in discomfort and be okay with that, and learn how to make choices that best say who you are and protect you. Okay? Avoidancy typically wants what we call orbiters. And that's somebody in my life, but not too close. Right? So you want attachments, you seek attachments, you want people in your life. And as you do, they get closer and closer and closer until it's too close. And you might do things to avoid. And you might not talk to them. You might ghost them, quiet, not respond for a while, things like this. And these are things to keep you what you feel is safe. And so we need to learn how to be in this area and be okay with it slowly. But we need to try, okay? Your therapist, make sure that they're the right help. You said, what should I work on with my therapist? That's interesting that you're asking me. Don't you find that interesting? If you had your car at an auto shop and they're fixing it, would you call another mechanic and ask them how to fix it? And what you should tell that mechanic how to fix it? Or would you just take that car out of the shop and take it to the mechanic that knows how to fix it? Your therapist isn't helping you. If you have to ask me that question, tell your therapist, what do we do about it? Okay? I've told you a little bit. You need to find other choices to make than the ones you're making. Okay? And we tolerate some discomfort. We take chances and risks. I'm guessing the experiences you've had have not been good with unhealthy people, maybe, that don't respect boundaries. I don't know. So, heal from your past. Avoidance is caused from our past. It's caused from trauma, and it's caused from not being close enough and connecting to people. Okay? You may not have been very close to your parents. If you seek that, you keep doing it, you push yourself. And slowly over time, you have some positive experiences, and you have more confidence. It becomes more natural. Okay? Thanks for your question. Let me know what you think, B. Sorry for the tough love. Wendy asked, don't know where Wendy's from. I became codependent as a child to survive. I attract narcissistic men. Why are they attracted to codependence? So, it's not an identity, Wendy. Codependency is just behaviors. It's not a diagnosis. It's not a person. It's not a group. Okay? It's not you. So stop identifying with codependency and just say, if you do, you have some codependent behaviors, and stop them. Change them. If you need help, get help to do that. There's many counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists that help people with codependent behaviors. Okay? That's it. Now, you attract narcissistic men. Who cares who you attract? If you're gay and straight people are attracted to you, does it matter? No. If you're straight and gay people are attracted to you, does that matter? No. If you were to keep having sex with gay people and call yourself straight, maybe you're not straight. Maybe it's about who you're attracted to, right? Is that a proper analogy? Sensitive one, but proper, I think. So it doesn't matter. You're attracted to narcissistic people for the same reason you have codependent behaviors, because you had narcissistic parenting. That's why. Okay? And the two shall meet again until healed. Narcissists are attracted to anybody that's dependent, because people that are dependent didn't learn to protect themselves, give themselves what they need. They're people pleasers. They learn to love other people first, give other people everything they want first, and hopefully they'll get back in return and not reciprocate it. Narcissists don't reciprocate. Codependents wait forever for reciprocation and give anyway. It's perfect, right? And I just say codependents, people with codependent behaviors. It's conditioning from childhood. Here, what did I write here? Both are dependent on each other. Codependent, co means two. You're just saying I have dependent type behaviors. When I'm with someone else, it's co-dependent type behaviors. See? You and narcissistic people both have dependent behaviors. You're dependent on other people means you lack self-reliance. See that? If I could feed myself perfectly, get myself water, breathe oxygen, and sleep well, I'm self-reliant. If I don't know how to cook and I can't make enough money to get enough food and I'm relying on other people, I'm dependent. I actually could be claimed as a dependent on taxes. See that? Co just means two. Codependency is just behaviors in a relationship with two people. That's it. It started a long time ago with the idea of a wife getting a husband a six-pack of beer, but the husband beats the wife after he gets drunk and drinks it and gets drunk. But the next day, the wife gives him the six-pack of beer, and the cycle just continues because they're really both dependent on each other. That's why the wife isn't leaving the husband. She needs him too, emotionally, financially. See that? Most relationships that are codependent or have codependent behaviors, typically there's more of a giver and more of a taker. I think you're identifying with the giver, and you're asking why takers like me. Why are takers? If I only give, why do only takers are attracted to me? Well, you're attracted to them too, right? Remember, it doesn't matter if you're straight and they're gay people. Does that make sense? I'm straight. I'm not attracted to men. Okay? And if men are attracted to me, it doesn't really matter. See? I hope that makes sense. What do you think? Here I wrote also, because you are conditioned to believe that you are only worthy of love when you give all of yourself first. Now, just love yourself first. Okay? You come first. And what you give must be reciprocated. Not in kind, but agreed upon terms. Especially emotional needs. Okay. Brian from Canada. Hello from Canada. Hello, Brian. Happy Thanksgiving. My question is, can mental illness be strictly inherited from genetics, or does it always have something to do with how and in the environment a person is raised? Is never emotionally bonding to the caregivers the sole determination if someone develops a cluster B personality disorder? Your answer to the one question in this video makes me curious. So you got a two-parter here. So first part, no. Mental illness, it has the same factors of just who we become. Three parts: genetic, and our environment, our caretakers, and our culture, society. These three parts make up and form who we are. So when it comes to mental illness, you always factor these in, okay? Always. It's never just one, okay? It's all three. So genetics, personality disorders aren't determined by genetics. They're a factor. They're a predetermined factor. You still need, mostly, personality disorders are mostly attributed to environment, caretakers, neglect, abuse, trauma. You have avoidant personality disorder or schizoid. That's some of the most neglect. Like you said, no connection, no bonding, no healthy bonding, things like this. to the point where they can't even, the avoidant can't get people too close, like we were just saying. And then the schizoid doesn't want people around at all. Just no one. Makes them feel more comfortable. So you take like schizophrenia, okay? That is a genetic born mental illness disease. But, same with psychopathy, psychopaths. They're born this way. Psychopaths and schizophrenics are both born with the genetic inherited, both are inherited disorder or disease. And both of them are triggered later in life from stress. So there are psychopaths walking around today that have no idea they're psychopaths because they never got triggered. So they don't have the psychopathic behaviors. They'll have tendencies to not like familial situations, events. They might be a little distant, but they're not true psychopaths that meet the diagnostic criteria. How do we know? We know from the brain scan. They just didn't get the trigger. They weren't abused and traumatized later. That's the psychopath, okay? The schizophrenic typically is triggered under stress. And the biggest stressors, the first biggest stressors, is when we enter adulthood. And that's where you see people have their first psychotic schizophrenic episode, okay? But there's always the environmental, there's always the culture, and there's always genetic factors. Not for all mental illness. Not all mental illness has genetic factors. Okay, maybe most of us or all of us might have some kind of disorder or mental illness, and it's not all genetic. But there's genetic predisposure. Borderline personality disorder can very much be attributed to some genetic predisposure, along with environmental neglect or abuse, trauma. Make sense? Borderline is genetically connected kind of to like schizotypal schizophrenia, other psychotic, bipolar, like this. And so you said, is never emotionally bonding to the caregivers the sole determination if someone develops a cluster B personality disorder? No. Very important factor. That's all. Does that help, Brian? Let me know. Thanks. Healing Family from California here. Hi. Thank you for your great Q&As. Always. You're welcome. Thank you for supporting them. I've shared my younger child is angry and how he's struggling a bit in school with keeping his hands to himself and being defiant, as the teacher describes him. Per teacher, he sometimes shuts down, stiffens up, doesn't answer, or will answer no when asked to do something to move to a different spot. Would you call this defiance? Like the teacher is trying to cope with what he is feeling and not being able to self-regulate, self-soothe, or communicate. I would love your thoughts on what you think is happening and if or not you would claim or call this defiance. Between me not reading right and a misspell, I messed up there. Okay. I can see how a teacher calls this defiance because a teacher's not a therapist, not a mom, right? They need order in the classroom because there's a lot of kids that all need to have attention to. So this is not, I'm going to read what I wrote here first and I'll elaborate. This is not about defiance or punishment. He is not able to communicate what's going on inside. Utilize your emotional chart. Remember that? Utilize that and try to find what's going on with his body, which are emotions, and what we call them, feelings. He needs to understand what's going on, where in his body, and we give it a name. Okay? Try making a life-size image of him. Maybe you can get a photograph of him standing and blow it up so it's the same size as him and put it on the wall, and he can start learning. And you can even start identifying where certain emotions are. He can tell you how I feel, where it is, or on his body. Have fun with it. Make it fun. Give this activity a name, like playing detective and investigating. Help him show you where in his body things are happening, such as asking him if his hands get hot and he makes fists. Is his face hot? Ask him if he is mad or scared. See if he can start telling you. Talk emotional language with him. This will build your relationship with him, raise his emotional intelligence and self-awareness, begin his emotional language and self-expression, and help the two of you emotionally connect. He needs to know what his body is doing and tell people so. Help him with what to tell his teacher when he feels this way. This gives him a sense of control and agency. Imagine if he could just tell the teacher how he's feeling, and teacher could maybe act accordingly. Talk to his teacher, okay? Thank her. Thank her. Apologize for causing problems and thank her for being patient. Give her a little gift, $10 gift. And let her know, if you haven't already, that your child has dealt with some emotional trauma early in life, and he's getting better. He's seeing somebody, and we're working with him, and he's getting much better. And please be a little bit patient with him and try to understand he's not necessarily being defiant. He's got big adult emotions inside of him as a little boy, and he doesn't know how to handle them. He doesn't know what they are. He doesn't know how to tell anybody. Okay? That's all. So we're eventually trying to get him to understand and process emotions, identifying where it is in his body, what it is, what it's doing. Those are emotions. He can describe that. And we want to know the origin, the source, why I feel this way, and what I can do about it, expressing it in healthy ways, and telling people what the feelings are, what the emotions are called, feelings. Okay? If he can do that with his teacher, imagine how much better he'll feel. Thank you. All right, Emily from Baltimore. Hi, Emily. Why would my ex-narcissist boyfriend tell his friends, male and female, that he has been looking for a video, Kiss the Girls and Make Them Die, made in 1966? This was at the party the last time I saw him in July. It was one of the many sick reasons I left. I don't know, Emily. I'm not going to pretend to know or try to guess, assume, dive into some psychological profile with just that statement. I would need so much more to even try to give you some opinion or insight or assumption or guess. Your narcissist is just your ex is so unhealthy. Okay, he's unstable. He likes dark things, kiss the girls and make them die. You said that this was left at a party last time I saw him in July. And you said, why would the ex-narcissist boyfriend tell his friends, male and female? So if this is stuff you're hearing now, my best advice is to not hear these things anymore, not hear anything about him. So if you have mutual friends, mutual contacts, let them all know that you don't want to know anything about him or what he says or what he's asking for, or even if it's about you. Okay? It's empowering, raises your self-worth, and it just makes your life a whole lot less stressful instead of looking into these kinds of things, with examining it with a magnifying glass and trying to find some reason why he might try to hurt me or something, if that's what you're doing. Okay? Sorry I couldn't help you more, Emily. Take my advice if you aren't already. Jordan from Sydney here again. Hi, Jordan. Thank you so much for your comprehensive answer to my question on the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. Your videos have helped cement the belief within me that cluster B relationships are unsustainable and destructive to our health. Unfortunately. I was also wondering how to differentiate between love and sex bombing and a healthy degree of intimacy, affection, and gift giving within a healthy relationship dynamic. Well, P.S. Leave her ass, Ross. Thanks for that. So, Jordan, there's not an actual, it has to go like this with an actual timeline. We're all different, right? We all react differently. We all feel different levels of comfort and discomfort. That's what boundaries are. Boundaries are a comfort zone. You have a different one, I have a different one, and I communicate this with you for us to have a better relationship. A lot of people think boundaries is just no, or a wall, or terms. Very confusing. Boundaries, meaning, I want my mom emotionally here. I want my brother here. I want my best friend here. I want my girlfriend here. And my dog. Do you see that? And I tell them, you're too close. Stand right there. Thank you. Thank you. That would be my friend that shows up every day. Hey, Stop showing up without notice, knocking on my door and trying to hang out every day. I love you too, but I'm busy. Let's first call and we'll hang out maybe a couple times a week. See how that was too close. Now I'm putting you here. That's where I'm comfortable at. That's my comfort zone. This is how we communicate in relationships, so there's no misunderstandings, so there's no resentment later. We just let people stay like this all the time, and then go, okay? So we go with how we feel. Is it uncomfortable? Is it too close? Is it too far away? You know, honey, I haven't seen you in a week, and we've been so busy we haven't even talked in a couple of days. Could we just spend the whole damn weekend together this weekend, please? See that? So, to differentiate between love and sex bombing would be how it feels. Sex bombing is fake. It's not love. If you know what love feels like, yeah, what it looks like. Sex bombing is fake. It's to make you more malleable, to get you to trust me, to get you to attach to me. Love doesn't start in the beginning. Sex bombing does. Love bombing. You said sex bombing. I've been saying love bombing. So why don't you think about it like we don't know who each other are when we meet. Therefore, why would we have sex if you have any kind of self-dignity and respect? So don't tell me you do, but you have sex on the second date. Those two don't align. Okay? You're more than welcome to have sex on the first date. But going around saying, oh, I really, value my body and respect and healthy and safe, and that's just it's not true. So how about we get to know who each other are first, and then we start falling in love, and then we have sex or make love. Not we meet, we tell each other we love each other and have sex, and then later down the road start figuring out who we are, like we're all doing right now. 6 years later, I'm finding out who they really are. That should be definitely in the first 6 months. And I understand they wear the mask, and that mask will fall eventually. We need consistency. Does that make sense, Jordan? Sorry, I can't just give you an exact, 1 month, 6 month. It has to be like this, or, otherwise I'm just giving you definitions of these things. So it's up to you. It's up to you, Jordan. It's what's the right timing for you. When is it comfortable? When it's not comfortable? And that may be different people, right? Do you see? But it's up to you. If you're comfortable having sex with people right away when you meet them, strangers, go ahead and do it. If you want love, that ain't the way to do it. Don't know where you're from, says Rain71. Forensic psychologists cannot do therapy. They're not licensed, certified. Their field is statistics, administration, and profiling. I must have said something on the contrary, because it's true. What you're saying is not right. I can see that you're just not understanding something. So psychologists are psychologists, and if they want to help clients and have talk therapy, they get licensed. That's it. Forensics is a specialty field, but all forensic psychologists have gone to school to be a psychologist. Whether they're practicing or not, they need a license or not. You see that? Like anyone who's been to Harvard and graduated is considered a lawyer. They have a law degree. They can't practice and help clients yet. They need to be licensed. That's an attorney. So when people say go seek a lawyer, that's not really, lawyer for advice, but seek an attorney to help protect you legally because they're licensed. So a psychologist can help police in forensics, doesn't need a license. If they want to offer talk therapy and have clients, they need to be licensed, and they are. Forensic psychologists, you're saying they're not licensed. Well, that's saying that they're all not licensed. That's not true at all. I would say most are licensed, certified, and take clients for talk therapy. I don't know why you think that, but it's okay. I hope that clarifies it. That's it, guys. that's it for the Q&A. Thanks. Happy Monday. Happy Thanksgiving again. Have a good, beautiful week. Okay? Love yourself first. Ask questions, and I will see you next week. Leave us your locations. Tell us where you are. Support the petition. Thanks. Bye, guys. Oh, tomorrow is continuance of the series, the relationship series.